an interesting thing. Sujata, my point is um, get on with the job is very simply put. Thank you, Sumira. But what is that mind state that helps us get on with the job? What is it that we tell ourselves during a state like this? Of course, we are emotionally invested, and even if, when she was talking, I thought, well, what a journey, what a journey. And yet, it's just a physical journey that she spoke of. Obviously, with a lot of mental issues to be solved in different times. My question is, what is the point of peace that holds us through these kind of vicissitudes which keep on happening every now and then? Is there a point of peace, or is there not?
There's no
Is it
point.
just serendipity?
It's a moving target. And it's not a point really. It's a moving target where every day, if you tell yourself that I have to do one small thing better to keep peace or to improve, to do things for yourself, or sometimes you have to be cruel also to be kind. So sometimes you have to start understanding where is the point where she is just looking for attention and it's not really a symptom, and where is the point where she is really feeling low and she needs your help. So once you start seeing those things and you start distancing yourself, and there is a very this is important thing is that they say, when you're in a plane and you have a baby, first put the oxygen mask on yourself, right? I started realizing if you're a caretaker and if something happens to you, what happens to them? And I started taking extra care of my mental being by doing a lot of meditation, by doing pranayam, by sitting down and writing, keeping a journal on my behavior. How are my reactions to her? How can I improve those reactions? How do I help myself stay calm in this island of chaos? Uh, uh, the other thing, the biggest thing with somebody who's looking after a schizophrenic patient during lockdown is they do not get COVID. So wash your hands. If you're going down for a walk, wear a mask. Just around the building, she needs some fresh air. Wear a mask. Doesn't register. They something that doesn't happen. Like if you tell her you won't get food if you don't do this, it registered. Oh, she loves her food. But COVID, no registration on her reality. What it is, you can make her watch TV, you can tell her friends of ours have passed away, it will have absolutely zero. So getting basic things like having a contamination area in the kitchen and telling her you can't touch that area, shopping has just come there, she will go and do it. You have to wash your hands, she will not wash her hands. You have to wear the mask. I sent her down for a walk, I watched her for 10 minutes, came back. After 10 minutes, when I went back, her mask was out. She was cheerfully talking. So that was also that got my husband really wild, that she can actually bring in an illness because of us, and there was a lot of, because he's asthmatic, etc. So that itself took a long time. Everything, so you have to be kind to yourself. You have to say one step, baby step every day. Okay, I did this right, I did that wrong, I did this right. Okay, I did 2 rights today, I did 3 rights today. It's the only way you can manage. Even today, it's the same. I mean, if they provoke the caretaker, their whole goal in life is to provoke the caretaker. When they manage to provoke you, they know they have got you, and then you are either angry or they have your attention, or that she gets what she wants instantly. All these things you realize they can't help it. It's just like diabetes. They have a it's an illness which is a chemical imbalance. It is not that they're doing it purposely. We need to understand that. A lot of the people in the Mana Foundation, parents and sisters, but they don't understand. They're not doing it in purpose. When they want to provoke you, they get back to you in very ugly ways. They tell you, they accuse you, they abuse you, they bring back your childhood, maybe something you said to them when they were a sister. So she remembers, she has an acute elephantine memory. She remembers everything. Oh, you did this. Oh, you said that to mama. You said that to things. So you have to, you're on this, like you have to be ready every day in the morning. Ki aaj kya hone wala hai, and how am I going to react? That's the only way you can do it.
So good that you said two writes in a day. It reminded me of something that Sujata had said in an earlier episode, that I write a diary or something like that, and about jobs to be done in a day. And these, if they become part of our regimen, like Sumira has been talking about, breaking it down into smaller things, keeping it to
Absolutely.
what is manageable, how would you see that? And what is the mind space again? Since I'm really quite interested in the drama is obviously about the patient most of the time, because it's really a huge thing to take. But what are the underlying subtle things that run in our minds that make us, like she's given a nice manifestation. I break it down. Today is what I have to do. This is what has to be done. And yeah, these are two things I think a sense of small achievement. We managed to do this without too much of trouble. How would you see, Sujata, in your case, or do you have any other point of view which is more generic?
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing what you did, Sumira. I've had my own journey of being a caretaker for somebody really special. The whole experience has been life changing. Uh, I feel as much as the whole journey is painful, where I am today, I feel it is also a place of privilege. Uh, and I think that recognition doesn't come when you are in that journey. It comes much later, depending upon how the journey ends. Yeah. um, and then again I feel how we respond or what we tell ourselves when we are carers, it depends who we are caring for. uh, is it our parents, it's a partner, it's a sibling, it's a child? I think the emotions are very different. uh, and thirdly, I would say, uh, and again, what is the condition of the patient? You know, whether it is something what your sister has gone through, or it's dealing with a parent who's struggling with challenges of old age, or a sibling or a child who's terminally ill with limited time. So I think we respond very differently to, because I mean, if I may say this purely based on my personal experience, if you know that you're going to be a carer for a certain time only, the way you deal with things on a day to day basis are very different.
Yeah,
Because you know, for
It's
whatever
for a short time.
reasons,
Yeah.
for whatever reasons, if the person that you're caring for has limited time with her or him, we tend to tune ourselves accordingly. And as you rightly said, every day is different. uh, no 2 days are the same. As much as we journal, we maintain a schedule, we break it down, it's like when you are in that hot spot, uh, every day is different. And it's like you are operating at a very different level. Matlab, you are on a autopilot. You know there are things that needs to be done. I don't think in the journey that I have had for those couple of years, I don't think I even took a moment in a certain day to ask, am I doing the right thing, or could this have been done any differently? Um, because you all you know is you have to do what you have to do. In fact, one of the things that comes to mind is, despite all that was happening in my journey as being a carer, uh, being one of the things that would actually bother me all the time was, I would go to the hospital. I would be like thinking, I hope I get the best parking today. Now, when I think about it, it sounds very trivial. Matlab,
Yeah.
I want the best parking today, and I hope I get a discount. And it sounds very trivial, but that kind of would make my day. I mean, rather than paying 25 pounds a day, I managed to get a spot at 5 pounds because I have a discount coupon that the hospital has very kindly given to me. So small things like that, you
Yeah.
know.
Very true. Yeah, very
So,
true.
and it is different to different people as well. So, uh, so that's what I feel, I mean, and to answer Bunty, what keeps you going is, uh, I think the fact that at some level one has made peace, or one has made peace that you really don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what the end game is, and you can only do your best, and at some level hope that it's the best for everyone. uh, that's how I would look at it. And you also got me at two or three things where you said about healing. uh, Personally, I don't think healing happens at that stage. It happens much later, because I think the self realization that you need to have a higher level of self care or look after yourself probably comes much later, because initially when incidents happen, you are firefighting. You are not really looking at things like, I mean, with due respect, meditation or pranayam, or whether it's jogging in the morning or having that cup of coffee. uh, we don't really look at things like that. It's like, okay, that's the situation today, let me just deal with it. And then if and when things change, that's when you reflect back, and I guess that is where one's healing process starts. That's what has happened for me. It's my own personal experience, and that's what you make peace with. uh, yeah.
Well, in my case, I wouldn't have survived without meditation and pranayam
Sure.
and centering myself. I
Sure.
wouldn't have survived. And it's this journey, the inner journey, that made this realization come to me that she is what I was telling Banti before it, that she is a lesson for me,
Yeah.
because her behavior is actually just the behavior of all of us. If all of us had a high chemical reaction in the brain, we would always, all of us behave. What is schizophrenia is just basic human behavior amplified. So
Yeah.
if you, all of us want attention, right? We all want attention from our loved ones, from our romantic attention. Hers is amplified. So when you see that amplified behavior in your home, you realize that it's a lesson you're learning. So all the negative, like if she's jealous, you realize something about jealousy and what it does. And if there is anger, you realize something about. So it's like, sometimes now I've come to the conclusion, it's like a gift to me in my inner journey, where just learning how her behavior has, it's like a mirror to us and the world. And
Yeah.
like for instance, she's fake. She makes appearances. If you come to see her, she'll all be very social. Hello, how are you? And you won't even know that she's a. So I said, okay, so then we all try and have faces for the world. So her face is just more. So it taught me something. So my
Yeah.
inner journey, when because I realized that she's really a lesson for me. Why my why was answered. Why is she here? She's here to teach me something.
Sure.
So that's
Yep.
how I learned it. And also because she's for I mean, as long as I live, and touch wood, she lives and we live, she's there. So I did a very nice, what I think is the best thing I've done. I sat my daughter down and I said, her responsibility, Masi's responsibility, stops at me. You have absolutely no responsibility. You, whatever you are given at the time, if I die before Masi is living, whatever your resources, whatever you feel is right, do not think it's a duty, responsibility that your mother has left to you. It is for you to take. You don't, please don't feel that you have to keep her in your house or wherever, whatever you to do. I think, and I saw the physical relief of my daughter. Her shoulders just drooped and she just sighed. And she said, really? And, I realized that she must have been carrying that burden, thinking, oh God, it's going to come to me. And I just let that out. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I hadn't had this inner journey. To me, the inner journey is so important when you're looking after someone who is part of the family, part of the unit, and yet not part of the unit, that I wouldn't have honestly been able to manage without my spiritual practices and pranayam and yoga and meditation. There's no way. I would have been a wreck, probably worse than my sister.